delegation is a muscle, and ours just keeps getting stronger and stronger. So once we started to lean in and trust our team, it just got easier.
Welcome back to Duo On Air. I'm Abby.
And I'm Courtney.
And we're the ex-agency turned entrepreneurial team that puts the Duo in Duo Collective. Our boutique organic marketing agency specializes in SEO, social media strategy, and branding.
We're an everyday pair of business besties / marketing experts obsessed with helping our community learn more about what it takes to run a business.
Which is why on Duo On Air, we're not holding anything back. We're giving you all the info we know about how to grow your business organically so you can be the confident CEO you were made to be.
And how to navigate life as a small business owner.
Whether it's on your own or with your best friend by your side, so grab your coffee
or your mimosa, we don't judge,
and settle in for a quick value-packed episode of Marketing Tips. Welcome back to the Duo On Air podcast. This is episode number 188. And today we're going to talk a lot about what has been working for us in our business right now.
Which is a lot of great things.
Yeah.
But we also don't have all of our shit together either. So maybe we'll have an episode about that someday too.
We'll have an episode about what's not working maybe one day. But for now, we're going to talk about what is working really well.
Glass half full.
Yes, and if there's one big thing to take away from this, it's that it's a lot of trial and error to get to the things that actually do work. And even for some things that we're going to talk about today, we probably had a little bit of resistance to it. Mm-hmm. And it turns out that it actually helps our business. Mm-hmm. So,
but yes, we cannot stress, like, it's a lot of trial and error.
It is.
And sometimes you don't want to go through that trial and error process because you're like, wow, that's going to like take longer or it's going to be harder right away, which is, yeah, sometimes the case. But these things are long-term things that are going to help us in our business. So you have to go through that trial and error phase.
Yeah. So maybe learn from us and just learn the things that are working from us, and you don't have to do as much of the error part.
Exactly.
So that should be nice. But let's start with the first thing that has really helped our business a lot in the past year plus. So automations are truly saving our sanity. And we've talked about this again, just having these small systems that are going to do the heavy lifting. So these are things that we were kind of worried about for certain automations. We were worried that we would be losing some of that control maybe when you automate things. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, these have been a huge time saver and honestly, like, protect our energy and our brain power. And there's only, I don't know what that saying is, but there's only like so many decisions you can make in a day before you have like that decision fatigue.
There is something. I can't remember what it is, but yeah.
And so it's just that point of needing to eliminate the decisions because there's just too many. There's too many.
It's just so overwhelming.
Yes. So the first one is we actually automated our initial inquiries. And I was really, really resistant to this for a really long time.
Mm-hmm. I think we both were. I think we both just felt like we were worried about the impersonal touch of it, which it doesn't have to be impersonal. You can still make it personal, even if it is an automation. But I think we're such people, and people pleasers, and we want to get to know everybody and be everybody's best friend. So everything felt like it needed to be a genuine, very unique, specific, personal conversation back and forth with these people, which we would love to still do. Like, we would love to still do that, but we don't have that capacity. Yeah. And so it was this, the strategic decision to automate that, but how can we make it still feel very personable, on brand, as if we are specifically talking just uniquely to them.
Yeah. So we've had Dubsado for a long time, and we had been using certain automations like invoice reminders, payment reminders, things like that. But we didn't automate our initial inquiry like sequence. Mm-hmm. So when someone inquires to work with us, we personally had email templates and we personally edited every single one and responded to them. And it worked for a long time, and we love the personal touch of it, being able to like add that unique element. But the problem was we got busy, or we had busy days, and all of a sudden 3 days had passed and we hadn't connected with them yet. Mm-hmm. And that's for sure a missed opportunity. And so we kind of thought, okay, would you rather, if you, like us, if we were reaching out to someone, would you rather have a personal email come 3 days late, Or would you rather get an automated response with all the things that you asked for right away and then a personal connection later when you actually join a call? And I'd rather have the latter.
Yes, same.
So that was just a big thing that actually improved our call rate, to be honest. And it also just helped eliminate us having to send multiple emails to people who realized we were out of budget or like just it wasn't the right fit after they saw our packages or something like that. So I think it saved us a lot of time. And it's also, I don't feel like we lost the connection. Like those emails are fun.
Oh, they're so fun. We have fun gifts in them and just like you can totally feel our brand's personality and our personality come through in those emails.
And we're also not, I think the part that annoys me about automations is when people try to play it off like it's not an automation. That's the annoying part. So we literally say in there, this is an automated email, like in some shape, way or form, we say that. And so I think it's helpful to be like, hey, we wanted to get you the information right away. So this might look a little too polished, but we are going to follow up with you like in person on the call, or we'll follow up via email, maybe elsewhere, whatever. So
yeah. My husband, he runs his own business too. And one day he was talking about like getting back to inquiry emails. And I said something along the lines of, this goes back to like getting that email sooner versus 3 days later. I said, you need to reply to them ASAP, even just letting them know that like you can set up a meeting in a couple of days or something. Because if you don't reply to their email within 24 hours, give it like, except for over the weekend, that's an exception, then you're going to lose them. And so he started and he was just like, really? And I was like, try it. And so he started doing that. Every inquiry he got, he'd reply within 24 hours and he would capture them quicker and like actually convert them. And he's like, wow, that actually really does help. And I'm like, people want like instant replies from you, even, you know, automated or not. Like if you don't and you wait 3 days later, 4 days, miss it a week later, you're going to lose them.
Yeah. And we do still have, so one of the nice things in Dubsado is there is still an approval step. So we still have to approve the automation to happen. And that is actually very crucial and necessary because in that very first email, we send people a link to our calendar. And that's something like we have to protect our piece too. So there's a lot of people who come in and they're like, we want to write blogs for you. We want a backlink. We want.
And some spammy inquiries.
Yeah. And sometimes people are just coming in asking questions that can actually just be answered via email rather than it being hop on a call.
Right.
So we do still have that moment where we have to check a box. It's a lot simpler than sending an email, but it does protect our piece. So it's worth our time. So this is one of the biggest automations that we've probably done for our business, setting this up. And we do talk a lot more about automations in episode 46. So that episode is all about 11 things to automate in your creative business. And it's an oldie, but it's still definitely a good one.
I know.
And the cool thing is like 46 from what, 180 something. I don't even know how long ago that is, over a year, right? So even some of those that we set up back in episode 46 are still working for us today.
Right.
So like, that's the cool thing is like, yes, it does take time, like especially in Dubsado or Honeybook or whatever platform you're using, it takes time to set up these automations. But once you do it, then it's something that's just going to continue to work for you and you don't have to think about it anymore.
And clear up space and energy and time for you to focus on things that you should be focusing on. Energy, mental energy.
We need more energy.
So number 2 is also something that we kind of struggled with right away too, is delegation. So we've gotten way better at this, but this used to be really, really tough for us. And we like to say that delegation is a muscle and ours just keeps getting stronger and stronger. So once we started to lean in and trust our team, it just got easier, right? You hire a team, you bring people on, you need to train them, you need to onboard them, you need to, weave them into your system with your clients and your process and all of that. And when we finally started letting go of things that we didn't need to do, it helped us free up our time to lead and grow our team, to lean into our team, to help our team grow, to help our team grow within our clients and the things that they do as well. So it turns out that, letting go is actually that secret sauce to building your business, to building your company, your team. And that was something that we needed to start to lean in on. I think we were both very scared of stepping away from, being the lead person with clients, which we still are very involved with our clients in the day to day. And we still are the ones that are showing up at all the meetings, sending the emails. But we also have our team that we can lean on for things like that too. Like if a client has a, very simple question about branding or SEO and they pop into our inbox, Abby and I don't need to be the ones answering that. Our team can do that. And Abby and I don't need to be the ones building out their keyword strategy or building their brand kit or whatever it might be, because we have a really smart, strategic, awesome team that can help us do these day-to-day things for our clients.
Yeah, it is. It's a game changer when the relationship management, I would say maybe, is like a team effort. It's not just one person. And I think it's super important for our clients to also see that. Like, we wouldn't hire these people on our team if we didn't think they were freaking awesome.
Right.
So you don't need us. Like, if someone came in and they were like, but I want only you to work on it, I would be like, you know what? Like, that's just not how things work.
It's not sustainable for us.
Yeah, it's not sustainable. And also, like, you should value the people we've brought into our business too, and understand that they would not be here if we didn't think they complemented us.
Right.
Like, it's not that you're getting a lesser than strategy.
Not at all.
You're actually getting more.
You're getting more brain power. You're getting more creativity. You're getting more brains, more eyes, more, brainstorming buddies. Like Abby and I, we're great at what we do, but there's even days where it's like we try to tap into each other and we're just like, oh gosh, we need more eyes.
Yeah.
Gosh. There I go saying, oh gosh. That's a side story. But
you should tell it though.
Okay. So my daughter, my 2-year-old Mila, she just recently has been saying, oh gosh, all the time. Just randomly, oh gosh, oh gosh. And then my husband was like, she got that from you. So if you guys hear me say, oh gosh,
I've never noticed it.
But
now I'm going to.
Just did now. Yeah. I should listen to all of our episodes and see how many times I've said, oh gosh. Anyways, yeah, it's just when we started tapping into them and leaning into our team, it's like you're getting so much more than just Abby and I. And we're getting so much more. Yeah. Like, we're seeing things in our business that we didn't see before, opportunities that we didn't have before. Now that we have a website designer, she can even help us brainstorm things for our own website. It's making us way stronger than what we used to be.
Yeah. And I think another way to think about it too is like from a manager or leadership perspective, is that we want our team to grow. Yes. Like, we want to help them in any way possible too. And so knowing that we feel so confident in their skills and their ability and their strategy to have conversations with our clients and to lead certain projects and to do X, Y, and Z within your business, that helps them grow, gain their confidence. And like, that's what we want at the end of the day, is we want to help them grow. Everyone on our team are part-time employees. They either own their own business too, or they're doing other work, or they're moms or whatever, and they just need to flex a creative muscle. Like, we want them to grow in other areas of their life, not just business. And I think that is truly what you should care about when you build a team, is like, how can I help you?
Right. Right. And we, like, even to this day, Abby and I are just like so blown away by our team, and we're so excited. And we just always talk about how lucky we are for the women that we have on our team right now, because they are just all so incredible in their lives and what they do for us and what they do on the side. It's just, we are so very lucky. And I think 5-6 years ago, if you would have been like, you guys are going to be a team of 7 someday, we would have laughed at each other and been like, yeah, sure, okay. But here we are. And so it's like also not siloing your business or yourself to think that you can't grow a team, because Abby and I, for the longest time, were like, it's the duo, it's us, it's nobody else. And then we were starting to get burnt and things weren't sustainable and our sanity was getting tested. And then, we hired.
We weren't liking it anymore.
No, we weren't. Yeah. And so we slowly hired, and we hired more, and we hired more. And
it's kind of addicting. Once you
a
do
little
it.
Yeah.
It's like, who else do we need to balance things out?
Right. So don't ever let you, like, if you're a 1-person show or you're a very small team of 2, don't ever shut the door to potentially hiring. Like, if you start to feel those things, like your sanity being tested, or things don't seem sustainable, or you're not liking it, don't close off that door to potentially hiring.
Yeah.
You can even test it. It doesn't have to be a long-term thing. It could be a short contract.
Yeah. And we do that actually with so almost everyone on our team is a part-time employee. We actually have a couple people who are contracts, but we do that as a test. So it's like, okay, let's start with a 3-month contract. Make sure both of us like it. Like, that's super important, is you have to like it too. And in addition to us. So let's make sure this partnership works, and then we can transition to an employee role or whatever it may be. And you don't even have to do that. You can keep it contract, obviously, like follow the legalities around that. But it's a good way to test it. And that's like when we first started delegating, we only did contract work.
Yeah.
And then eventually we were like, you know what? Like, we are using them like an employee should be used, and we like legally should shift. And also we want them to be a part of Duo. We want them to like officially be a part of the team because they're so awesome. So
yeah. Yeah, so if you tune into episode 169, we also talked a little bit about like the secret to scaling your biz and learning how to delegate, because that's a thing that you have to learn too, is like how to actually delegate. And there's a right and a wrong way to do it. So it teaches, we kind of just talk through how we learn to delegate, how we delegate within our own business. So that's episode 169 if you want to tune into that.
Yes. Okay, so the third thing that's been working as of, I would say like this is new as of the last year and a half, maybe, we have had a love-hate relationship over the years with meetings.
I think it's still a little love-hatey.
Yeah,
you know?
it's still sometimes. There's still some, I mean, and they're still figuring it out.
Depends on the season too, I think.
The day, hormones, all the things. So it's something where we used to dread this, and honestly, it gives us a little like PTSD, I'd say, from the corporate days, because everything's a meeting. You just have meeting after meeting after meeting, and you never have days to actually work, and it's annoying. So we realized, though, that we were anti-meetings for so long. We were like, nope, I don't want to do any meetings. Like,
this whole
we don't
episode
need
is
to.
kind of, we were anti a lot. We were anti-meetings. We were anti-growing a team and delegating. We were anti-systems.
And now they're all things that work.
We love.
They're all things that work. Shock, right? But I mean, they work. There's a reason. I think there's a reason why a lot of this is like really big in those big corporate companies, because they do work, but sometimes it gets carried away.
Yeah.
And so it is about finding balance. And meetings were one of those things where we were like, okay, we need certain meetings, and let's like sit down and think about what those meetings are and how they are going to work for us. So we actually we have team meetings. So I think bi-weekly, right?
Bi-weekly.
So like I have a bi-weekly meeting with my SEO strategist. Court
has a bi-weekly design team meeting.
So we have those meetings. We have a meeting together with our project manager too. So those are 3 meetings. I don't go to the design one. Court doesn't go to the SEO one.
Nope.
Protect our sanity. Like, we don't
Not
need
necessary.
to eat either.
Right.
You manage that, I manage that.
Yes.
So we're good. And then Court and I have our own kind of monthly CEO meetings. So like this is where we meet on the business. So we have a finance one. We have some other ones that we kind of sprinkle in there depending on what it is that we're working on. And then we have annual meetings, things like annual planning, things like our Duo team retreat. Like, all of these different meetings and gatherings have a purpose. They're not there for no reason. And that's the important thing. And if for any reason that week we're too slammed, we're too busy, we don't think there's something important to talk about, like we just feel like we would be having the meeting to have it, then we cancel it.
Yes.
And that's okay.
Open communication. Everybody's honest and real. And sometimes there's 3 people on that meeting and one person's like, I need it, and the other 2 are like, I don't. If one person needs it, we still keep it. It's not like the majority doesn't win there.
No. Yeah.
So
no, not at all.
We just want to we want to protect our team, and if somebody needs to meet, we need to meet.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's 5 minutes, sometimes it's the whole time, but you can't disregard if somebody feels like they need to meet.
Yes,
too,
absolutely. Especially if it's like for your team, like the people who need help.
Yes,
like
exactly.
those need to happen.
I would say too, one thing when it comes to meetings that we've gotten a lot better at, that I strongly urge anybody to do, is having some sort of an outline, agenda, document that you can walk through. Because if you don't have something like that set up, your meetings can go rogue, or you're not staying on track, or you're not talking about what you wanted to talk about. So having that document right in front of you, that checklist, that agenda, is going to help you flow through the meeting, touch base on everything that you need, come back to something that you might have missed, whatever it might be.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is something where right before we started our big team meeting, I think I even just went to ChatGPT and I was like, hey, how can we structure this meeting? How can we outline it? And it gave some ideas. And so like one of the fun things we do every week with the full team is share a business win and a personal win.
Yeah.
Which I think is so important to, one, be able to brag about your work, like literally give you permission to brag, like please, because you do awesome things.
Yes.
So you have permission in front of the entire team to brag about your job. And then two, like share something personal, because we're still here to make connection.
Yeah.
So,
we're human. We're not robots.
We want to hear about your life. We want to hear what's happening. So it's fun to hear that. And that's how we start every team meeting. And then we have a little section to talk about like vacations and time off. And then we talk about overall if there's like big things happening internally. And then we have a project tracker where we go through all of our projects so that people on the SEO side get to see the brand side gets to see the SEO side, because sometimes the crossover happens and clients need help across, like SEO needs web design help or brand needs SEO help. So it's really nice to just introduce everyone to the clients we're working on.
And sometimes they don't cross over, but our team wants to see something that we're doing on the brand side, or we want to hear about an SEO win that we might have not have heard about.
You want to look at an Excel doc
I don't
of keywords.
No, that's not what I said. That's definitely not what I said. I made sure to say I want to hear about.
Yeah, right.
I don't need to look at.
Yeah. But we like to look at the brand boards. That's true.
Yes.
Oh gosh. So this is, I just did it. You're rubbing off on me.
Did you say, oh gosh?
I did.
Oh gosh.
That's the first one. Okay, this will be interesting. Let us know if you're a listener and you're like, yeah, you guys say that all the time. Both of you are just hoarding it. Wow. Yeah.
We should ask Glenn, actually.
Yikes. I know we should.
Oh gosh.
I know. Okay, one more episode that is worth looking at if you haven't been someone who's been really into meetings. And this is super important, even if you're a solopreneur. So if you're working by yourself, I think setting these meetings aside just to have time for you to actually review this stuff is so important. And maybe you do it with a biz bestie, or you go to a coffee shop, or you grab your partner and you go do something like that. Episode 154 is all about the Q1 meetings and time blocks that you need on your calendar. And it's the perfect thing to look at right now as we end the year and head into a new year. Structure it now, so you're not like, oh, I'm too busy, I'll worry about the meeting structure later. Do it now while your calendar's open and it's not booked up and blocked. So go look at that episode. It's episode 154.
And then number 4. So I would say that number 4, because of all the things we just talked about prior to number 4, automations, delegating, being very strategic about your meetings and not totally getting rid of them, has really helped us step into our C-level era, which is the number 4 on this list. We're finally owning our CEO roles. Prior to this, we started to fall apart as a company. It was rough.
Yeah.
We went through a really rough phase, and we didn't really know what was going to happen with Duo. And that was because we were not owning our CEO roles. And thank you to Val, our business coach at the time. She helped us realize that. She's known us since we started Duo, and she's like, you guys are doing too much of the things you shouldn't be focusing on.
Yeah.
Too much of the day-to-day. You don't have automations. You're not delegating. You don't have a team. You are doing all of the things that you shouldn't be doing, and you are not focusing on the bigger strategic growth opportunities for your business because you're not focusing in on these CEO roles. And that was a really aha moment for us. And I think it has seriously changed the way that we have ran our business. And it has allowed us to step into automations. It has allowed us to build a team without feeling guilty, without feeling like it's the wrong thing to do, without feeling like it's a bad investment. And if we didn't do all of those things, we would not be able to focus on these C-level roles.
Yeah.
And it has been so exciting for both of us to step into these roles and really lean into them the way that we need to in order to grow our business, to feel aligned, to be more sustainable, to feel healthier, to be happier, to be excited about the work that we're doing, to show up for our clients better. It has helped us to do so many more things in our business that we were not focusing on prior to focusing on these roles.
This is the stuff you can't delegate. You can't delegate this.
No.
Like, this is the vision of your company. There are people who hire CEOs and they hire people like this for their company because they need someone to take on the vision because they don't have it or they don't want to do it. And that is A-okay. People can absolutely do that. Mm-hmm. But for us, like, those are the things we love.
Yeah.
Like, that's what we love in our business. We love working on our business.
Yes.
And we were working in it, only in it. And we were never working on it. And we were so burnt out. And it was the fear of our clients losing something that held us back from actually doing this. And like, we couldn't have been more wrong.
They haven't lost anything. If
No,
anything, they've
they
gained so much
Yes.
more.
They gained so much.
And that was what we couldn't see
Yes.
until we stepped into it.
Yeah. So stepping into these roles was definitely like one of the most important things. And we wouldn't have been able to do it if we didn't do those 3 things that we just talked about. Automations, delegations, and meetings.
Being strategic about meetings.
Yeah, being strategic.
And it doesn't mean that we don't still do things like review designs, check strategy, but we're not in that nitty gritty of the detail every day that we were prior.
Yeah.
Because our team can do that. Our team is smart.
Yeah.
Our team is great at what they do. We're checking things along the way. We're working with them. We're answering their questions. We're helping when we need to jump in and help, but we're not owning every nitty gritty detail because we don't have to, because we have solid team members that can do that.
Yeah.
So
And
it's not,
it doesn't mean like we're not doing keyword research and you're not designing. Like, we are still doing that for sure, but we're not doing the heavy lifting of it. So I think that's also really important. And I think sometimes people freak out because they're like, well, it's going to feel like my clients are not getting the experience they signed up for. But those are things where it's like, are you doing smoke and mirrors, or are you sharing your team right away? Like, for us, when we're on inquiry calls, we walk our clients through the process. We walk them through the whole process of what it is they're inquiring about and how it goes. And the second they sign that contract, we have a meet the team email that goes out.
And everybody has their cute little... we have like cute little names for everybody and a little description of who they are and what you can
showstopper.
Yeah, and like what you can expect from them, and they're CC'd on the email. They're on the emails, all the emails going forward. So it's not just this like blind side of like, oh, by the way, here's our other designer that's working on your project. Like, no, they meet the whole team right off the bat. They hear about the team on inquiry calls. Our team is on our website. Our team is on our socials. Like, we want people to know our team.
There's no smoke and mirrors there. So I think that's something where, and that is one of the reasons why we made the shift from contract to part-time employee, because we do want our team to be visible. Like, they are there with us right next to us.
And I think they love it. They feel empowered. They feel, on the whole journey with us. They know the client right off the gates. It's nothing, weird, confusing, awkward. And that's the way that we want it to be.
Yeah, for sure. And no, too, like, if you're sitting here and you haven't hired anyone yet or haven't started automations, like, don't freak out. These changes didn't happen overnight for us. We are almost 7 years into our business, and it has taken a long time for us to actually make these shifts. But I would say, if you're listening to this and you feel this, like, I'm working in my business, not on it. I am feeling burnt out. I do need more help, but maybe the fear of hiring is holding you back, or finding the right person. Like, you just have to start. Prior to the team that we have now, we did hire people. We hired a handful of people beforehand. Some worked, some didn't. But we learned something from everything. And you're never going to learn anything until you first start the process.
Right. And I think that's a good takeaway, just like as an example from us, is that we have hired people in the past and some didn't work. And that's okay. But we tried it and we learned and we grew from it. And now we have a solid team that we're very, very proud of.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that we didn't hit roadblocks along the way, or that we didn't make mistakes, or that things didn't just work perfectly when we started doing these things. So it's scary, sure, but it's also a good way to learn things in your business, to grow in your business. And eventually one day it'll all click and you'll be like, wow, why didn't I do that sooner?
I know, because that's how we feel. Like, we sometimes just sit back and think, like, what if we had this team 3 years ago?
Right.
Where would we be today? Like, there's no point in doing that and like kicking yourself. But it's also just like a fun thought to think about too, of like, where are we going to be in 3 more years?
Right.
Like,
it's just have a team of 50. I'm just kidding. That's not true.
No, probably not.
That's
our
goal. That's an
yeah, right.
Moment.
We're starting with part-time to full-time, basically.
Yes.
But it is definitely something to just think about, depending on where you are. Just take that time to reflect on what you truly need in your business. So maybe take one thing away from this, whether it's automate something today, like your workflows, maybe your inquiry workflows, or there's a workflow process that you could just automate overall. And if you don't know what to automate, just put what you do in your typical daily process into ChatGPT and say, what do you think I should automate in my business to save me time? Or if ChatGPT already knows you because you use it all the time, just be like, hey, based on everything you know about me, what could I automate to make my life easier?
Yep.
See what happens. Like that, it's just kind of fun to be like, oh, wow, I never thought about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because sometimes you don't think of what you can actually automate.
We should do that. We should do that at our annual planning meeting. Maybe we should add this to our agenda.
Love it. Taking note.
I know. More to come on annual planning soon.
Yes.
So yeah, automate something, delegate something, maybe hire a VA, maybe start by hiring someone part-time, 5 hours a week, 10 hours a week. Like, start as small as you want. It doesn't have to be a lot. Just start somewhere. And then maybe you need to block off some meetings and you need to set them with intention and you need to make sure you're having this time to reflect, because listening to this podcast, we love that you're doing it, but this should not be your only reflection.
No.
Reflect elsewhere.
Yes.
Okay. Go to your favorite spot, grab a coffee, do something just to reflect on your business, and then let go of one thing today. So like let go of something and realize too that it's like maybe fear that's holding you back in making that big move forward. So we're so excited, but let us know if you do something, if this inspired you to do something, because we want to hear it. If you like this episode, please be sure to share it with a friend and subscribe so you don't miss any new episodes dropping every Monday. Plus, if you haven't already, please go ahead and leave us a review and don't hesitate to share any new episode ideas. We absolutely love hearing from you and creating this content for you. See you next week.